Okay, so hopefully you guys find your way back over, but I want to pull an Egyptian god or goddess for each of you and do a healing at the end. So, yes, when the dude calls, um, hey Max, it messes up the internet and it keeps like buffering when I'm trying to live stream and so stuff like that. So he was just calling to let me know that he's on his way home. So hopefully everybody finds their way back over, and then I will flip through and find you a go. Ooh, it is quite stormy out there. I don't know if you guys can see. Hold on, let me drink some tea first. Wild feather! Yay! Sorry, I just had to like just end up doing a new live chat because it was buffering too much. But yeah, let me show you guys what's going on behind me. So it's like kind of windy, kind of rainy. Yes, Celtic Witch, I am back! Yay! Okay. Alrighty, so while we got our peeps here, um, let's start pulling a god or goddess for each of you. So instead of like pull a card, I'm pulling a god or goddess. So like I said, if you don't work with Egyptian gods or goddesses, the Egyptian pantheon, you can translate that into, okay, well, I don't work with that god, but that god represents this or goddess. And this connects to this god or goddess, that I work with, so you guys can do whatever you want. But I thought it might be fun to like, give you maybe a focus for the week. So Celtic Witch, yes, and Max, yes, and Silver Moon Tarot, yes, we're back. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the top as people pop in. So we'll go Max first. So Max, I'm gonna pull you a god or goddess from George Hart's book. Here we go. Okay, so let's. Okay, I had to go back to the god that it's with. Interesting to see if one of my peeps pops up. Ooh, that would be interesting. Okay, so Max is first. Max, you got Seth. Okay, so just real quick, god of chaotic man's both veneration and hostility. The complicated character of Seth is not solved by an acceptable etymology of his name, rendered in hieroglyphic Setesh, Suri, or Sutek. The creature of Seth, probably in an heraldic composite animal, is a quadruped with a gently curved muzzle, two appendages jutting out from the tops of its head, and an erected tail terminating in a short bifurcation. It appears on the mace head of King Scorpion at the end of the pre-dynastic era. The god himself can take on the complete form of this creature or be shown in human form but with the animal's head. So you might want to look into Seth a little bit more and see how that connects to you, and maybe if you wanted to like tap into that energy, this week. So got Seth. Okay. Yes, Seth. So Seth. Yes. See what else did they have on Seth. Seth's got a lot of stuff. You're gonna find a lot of stuff. Okay, let's see who else had popped in after you. So it was Wild Feather. All right, Wild Feather. And I hope you're doing well out there, because I know it be cold where you are. Woo! Too cold for me. All right, Wild Feather. Which, by the way, this person, really awesome. You got Atum. So the sun god and creator of the universe. The name Atum carries the idea of totality and the sense of an ultimate and unalterable state of perfection. Atum is frequently called Lord of the Heliopolis. the major center of sun worship. The presence of another solar deity on this site leads to a coalescence of the two gods into Re Atum. Illustrations of Atum normally show him in anthropomorphic form, sometimes wearing the combined crowns of Upper and Lower Egypt, sometimes the royal headcloth. He can appear upright and stately or in the stance of a respected official leaning on his staff of office. The notion of an elderly Atum symbolizes the setting sun. So Wildfeather, you got you got a pretty mean dude to work with. Not that they're not all mean dudes and dudettes, but yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, see how you can work with the sun god. Yeah, interesting, very, very interesting. Okay, so let me scroll back here. Okay, then we had Celtic witch. Okay, so Celtic witch. Okay. Interesting. I haven't really heard of this one. This one is Epidemic. Epidemic. So that's the name here. This is not the one. This one goes to a deity over here, but this is Epidemic. It says lion god of war, indigenous to the Sudanese culture of Meroe. The Meroitic civilization displays many Egyptian influences and incorporates gods from the pharaonic pantheon, but Epidemic is likely to be a totally African deity. He is represented as anthropomorphic to the shoulders, with leonine head and holding a scepter surmounted by a seated lion. His association with battles is admirably captured in the lion imagery. In pharaonic Egypt, too, the lion motif can represent a killer deity in a southern environment. That's very interesting. So, very like lion, like just energy, like rah. Celtic said, "I'm a Leo." Oh my gosh, then that totally makes sense. So Epidemic. So that's Apedemek. Like if you wanted to look it up and find out some more interesting things. Wildfeather said Atom. Yes. I need some sun in my life in many ways. Well, bring in that sun energy. Okay, so we have Celtic Witch, Max. Oh, Silver Moon Tarot, and then New Age. Yeah. Okay, so Silver Moon Tarot. Here we go. Ooh. Okay. Sopedu. So I also don't know this one. Sopedu. Sopedu. It says a border patrol god in his role of Lord of the East, depicted either as a crouching falcon or a Bedouin warrior wearing a crown of tall plumes. And Alexandra returned. Hey! However, in the pyramid text, it is the astral nature of Sotopu which is stressed. The king impregnates the goddess Isis in her aspect of the star Sirius, herald of the Nile inundation. The result of this union is Horus Sotopu, a natural coalescence of two hawk deities. More evidence of Sotopu as a stellar deity occurs in the equation of the god with the teeth of the king when the latter has become a star god. So that's interesting. Hello. The dude has returned. He's just off camera. Oh. He returns with food. And Loki is now here too because he sees the food.
Loki eat it.
Yeah, will Loki eat it? Okay, so then we had New Age. Okay, so New Age. What do you get? Okay, who is this? Oh. You have Neith. Neith. Creator god of Sais, S-A-I-S. The goddess's name has been derived from the word meaning that which is, which, while not totally convincing, suits her proactive aspect and seems preferable to the etymology which would give it the sense the terrifying. The goddess does have an undeniably bellicose side to her nature, but it has been greatly overstated. Her most ancient symbol is the shield with crossed arrows, which occurs in the early dynastic period, engraved and inlaid in blue paste on a gold amulet in the shape of a cockroach from a first dynasty tomb at Naga ed Dir. This warlike emblem is reflected in her titles Mistress of the Bow, Ruler of Arrows. The hieroglyph writing her name comprises two bows bound in a package. The warrior imagery behind these symbols led to the Greek identification of Neith with Athena. That is cool. So, yeah, that is rad. Okay, let me see, Alexandra. Let's do you too. We'll get to that. Okay. Oh. See, I can't pronounce this one, but I know what goddess this is. Okay, so it's Renenutet. Renenutet. I know this goddess. So Alexandra, this is for you. Renenutet. The cobra goddess, guardian of the pharaoh. The iconography of Renenutet found on the walls or in statue form from the New Kingdom onwards can be the hooded cobra rising up in anger or anthropomorphically an enthroned goddess. Her name suggests the idea of nursing or raising a child, emphasizing this role as the embodiment of divine motherhood. Renenutet can be represented as a woman or a female with a cobra head suckling a child. In the Pyramid Age, it is Renenutet's protection of the ruler that is paramount. Her tutelary nature is referred to when the king ascends to the sky in the hereafter to reclaim his heritage as a powerful monarch. Renenutet coalesces with his Uranus to provide the invincible flame that leaps from the cobra's mouth. Renenutet as a snake also has a gaze which vanquishes all enemies, but it can be a beneficial force, nurturing the crops and providing the fruits of the harvest to the Egyptians. That's awesome. I really want to have this burrito right now. That's gonna have to wait. Actually, it could just wait on my lap. So yeah, you guys can definitely look into more, do your Google searches and find out more on these gods and goddesses and see how it connects to energies, deities, whatever you guys work with, and just kind of see like how that translates, like how can you work with that energy for this week. So try it out this week and you guys let me know. Oh, you can email me too if you want to like really let me know. Tara at kittensweightsandtarot.com. If you want to get in touch. I mean, I love talking to my homies on email as well. Okay, so let's pull one for me, unless there's somebody else in here. Am I missing anybody? Because if I am, I'll pull you a god or goddess. Am I missing anyone? Going uno, going dos, going tres, sold. Okay, so I will pull one for myself, and then let's do a healing. And then I'm doing a burrito. Okay, here we go. Which energy do I work with this week? Okay, I am working with, it is almost a burrito time for you, yes. Enid. Isn't that a festival? I'm thinking of something else maybe. Okay, so ENNEAD, so this is for me. The company of 9 gods originally at Heliopolis, consisting of the sun god creator and his descendants. The word itself is from the Greek word for 9. The ancient Egyptians called these collective deities the Sedjet. Since the primeval matter, Nun, is not counted, the Heliopolitan Enid comprises the Atum, Shu, Tefnut, Geb, Nut, and then Osiris, Isis, Seth, and Nephthys. Other cult centers would also have an Ennead made up from their own major deities, the number of which did not always correspond to 9, and the gods of which were not always related in a genealogy such as given above. A good example of the versatility of an Ennead of gods can be found in an inscription in the temple of Redisaya, cut in the rocks of the eastern desert during the reign of King Seti I. The pharaoh dedicated the temple to Amun and his Ennead, which was Amun-Ra, Osiris-Ta, and Horus Isis. The remaining 3 members of the Ennead were deified statues of Seti I himself. Okay, the number 9 is interesting, and here's why. Just before I jumped onto the live chat, I'm scrolling through my Facebook and things like that, and one of the groups, like the Facebook groups that I'm in, posted a blog post about the numerology of your address, to add all the numbers together. And, like forget the name of your street and zip code and all of that. But Loki, what are you doing? Hold on. The Lokester is psychotic. Loki, you're a crazy pants. Says, wow, that is cool. 9 deities. Yes. Okay, but here's the cool thing. You add my address all together, and it's the number 9. Coinky dink? I think not. Anywho, let's get to our healing so this homegirl can get to burrito. Okay, so if you guys would like to receive this healing energy, you don't have to stay here on this live chat. You can go about and do your business. You don't have to lay down. Just all you have to do is mentally or verbally say that you are open to receiving healing. You can even post it to put that energy out there, like in the comments. If you want my healing energy to go to somebody specific or a specific place, he's hounding for the burrito. I know, he's a garbage disposal. You could put that in the comments. You could say it aloud. You can think it. It's all about intention. So, like I said, if you're not staying, then I wish you a wonderful weekend. And for everybody who's staying, well then, chill out with me. Here we go. Loki, you gonna help out? You guys are getting some panther energy too.